What up, what up, what up, what up, weirdos? It's your boy Raindrop, Raindog, Rain Drizzle, my co-host, co-captain, Cole, conspirator, Uncle Juju.
What is up, bees?
How's everybody doing? Welcome back to BXTV. You know what I'm saying? Back from hell, your Spotify and YouTube podcast so you didn't know everything you need to know. And it's time to get down, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, we're a podcast that talks about comics, pop culture, TV shows, everything in between. And at the beginning of every show, we like to do a little thing called Comic Book of the Week. That is basically where we take a comic book, we put a brand new comic book from this past week, and we put it on the chopping block of 1 to 10 for the story and the art, and we grade it, and we let you know if it is worth your pool, if you should read it, if you should put it on your list and get it every month, bi-weekly, whatever the fuck it comes out. Do it. Go to your LCS, go to your online, whatever. But this week, we have the anticipated Blood Hunt number 2 by Jed MacKay and Pepe Larraz. Shout out Pepe Larraz. Man, kills the art every time, in my opinion. I believe he also did Nightclub with Mark Miller.
I think so. Yeah.
So he knows vampires. But yeah, this came out on May 22nd. There was a Red Band edition as well. That is a 18 and plus. It's a more gory, all that. Same story pretty much, but it's more violent, to say the less. But basically, though, if you don't know what's happening, everybody who has fucking dark magic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Everybody has dark magic of some sort to catch you up to speed. Became a portal and is blacking out the sun, and vampires have taken over. They're going crazy. There's a whole fucking lot going on, and I don't want to get too into it, so you guys can still read it. We'll just kind of tell you what we think and if you should read it. But it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. But before you guys know, the miniseries is 1 through 5, and then there's like 60 other books and tie-ins and one-shots to complete it. And it kind of bums me out because there's definitely some stuff that like connects into this that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't read Dracula number 1, this kind of is like, oh, okay, like I probably missed all the good stuff with Dracula.
Pretty much. That's exactly how I felt.
Same.
I'm telling you straight up. That is exactly how I felt.
And Blade's daughter.
Yes, they did introduce Blade's daughter, and
she's been introduced, but
like in this comic book,
yeah,
like in this storyline, it's kind of hard to say what exactly was kind of going on in the order in which it happened, because like there's multiple like story arcs going on, you know, so it doesn't really focus too much on one individual person.
Yeah.
You know, like not for very long.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't really tie me up. I don't know, man. I feel like without the other books, this shit feels kind of stale. Like, like it was good.
Yeah.
The art is banging. I'll say that.
Yes, the art was phenomenal. But like again, I felt a little lost. But again, I think that's just me being a dumbass and not reading anything else.
No, I mean, I think it's kind of crazy that like you want everybody to spend $5, $6 or whatever on the comic book and buy these 60 other issues that are tie-ins to other books. So like you don't even really know what's going on in the tie-in unless it's like I haven't read them, but in every other tie-in I've read, I mean, well, no, you'll probably know what's going on, but like, do you want to really like? I mean, like for me, it's like I either give up all my other pools and just buy the whole Blood Hunt series, or I just read the miniseries. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I personally don't think it's gonna be worth. I don't want to be involved in just one single thing. Maybe I'm missing out, but hey, dude, that's just me.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's also like a not. I don't. It's an event. I don't want to say crossover event because that's not the right
No,
like
it's a
term
summer
for it.
event. It's a summer crossover
It's a
event.
summer event.
No, it's a
Yeah.
summer crossover
Um.
event. That's what it is. It's crossing over into every other book. So yeah, it's a summer crossover event, dude. That's exactly what it is.
um but I mean, it was entertaining as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there were certain things that were cool. Like, Doctor Strange's ghost was being in the astral plane while his body's running around
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
vampire was kind of interesting.
yeah.
um,
That was kind of crazy. Like the fact that like he could like the fact that he still has like some kind of human consciousness that's not this
yeah,
vampire was kind of wild, but it didn't surprise me. But there's a, I mean everybody knows about it, so we'll talk about it. Miles shows up, and sure enough, the big spoiler at the end is he's a vampire because
he's a
the
vampire.
because Blade is basically the bad guy. He caused all this to happen, and he's hunting down his daughter, and Miles and them find his daughter and Dracula, and he basically wigs out into a vampire, and that's where it ends.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I'm curious to see how this plays off because I do pull Miles weekly, so I'm glad I
yeah,
didn't drop Miles yet because I'm curious to see what the weekly, because like the last issue I had, um, the vampires just showed up at the end, so like I'm curious to see like in the weekly issue if there's like a flashback to like, or not like flashback, but like they show, because they're gonna probably, I guarantee you the weekly is gonna start where it ended, not this book, but the last weekly.
where
So it's gonna
where the
probably be,
yeah.
it's probably gonna all be him like what happened before this. I'm hoping, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I would kind of enjoy that though, cause he's with like he has a gang of people with him right now and like friends and stuff. So I'm curious to see how they all interact in this vampire world. So, and it'll be cool. I guess it is kind of cool that it crosses over so much because you get to see like how everybody and everywhere is dealing
Yeah.
with these vampires and like the background of it. But it's just so fucking much, man. It's such a
And
gamble.
also, it's also like who's turned and who isn't because like T'Challa's been turned. Is Thor's dead, right?
No, Thor's turned. I
Okay.
believe there. If I remember correctly, I was stoned to shit. If I'm correct, Thor, Scarlet Witch, and T'Challa are all turned.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and then you got like this
I
you got
kind of
like
want to know what Blade's like. What's going on with him? Why are
why
you
is he
doing
do?
all of this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because the
It's out of
no,
character.
no, no, it's not. No, it's not because if you read Blade that just ended, the 10 issue run that just ended this year, he killed, oh, what is her fucking name? I did a video on her on YouTube. If you guys go to my shorts, there's a video on how that ends. But whatever her fucking name is, he basically delivered this like blade from hell to her. And when
Yeah.
he held it, it kind of like fucked him up. And then he also drank this blood from Dracula that made him more in touch with his vampire side. So I have a feeling they're going to say that like something he did in the last series caused this. Like, or all those things turned him into just this like crazy but maybe it's bigger than that, you know? Maybe because she was like the queen of like all evil. Like she could exist in a physical form, but she was everywhere. Like anywhere that like pain or like murder, thieving, like anything bad going
Yeah.
on, she was present. You can see it. You know what I mean? Like because when she would send people after him or he'd kill somebody in the Blade series, he'd be like, "Did you see that? Did you fucking see that?" Basically, and it was, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
and like when Zatanna, Is that who it is? No. No. And that's DC. What's that? What is that chick's name with the horns? Fuck. I cannot remember her name, dude. Magic chick with horns in Marvel. She basically.
It's not Hella.
It is Hela. No, it's not
Okay.
Hela. It's not Hela. I don't think it was Hela. I don't remember who it was. It's in that short though. It's in that short on YouTube. I'm just really stoned. We just did a podcast on Twitch. Make sure you follow us on Twitch at BrainDeadXTV, live every Friday and Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But either way, it's probably bigger than that. But that's just my assumption that all those things were turning him evil. But we'll find out. So, what do you grade this comic book, bro?
I gave it a 7. The art was cool. The story was a little too convoluted for me, but overall, I think it was pretty average.
So for me, it wasn't convoluted. It was the lack of like the whole Dracula thing. Like they show up and they just tell you read Dracula #1, and it's like, well, fuck. What if I didn't buy that one, bro? Like it's sold out. Like, what the fuck am I gonna like? You know what I mean? I guarantee you later down the line that book might be a penny or two just because nobody probably ordered it. Unless everybody's ordering all of these. I have a strong feeling there's like a couple thousand people out there who are buying every single Blood Hunt book just to resell the whole thing when it's done.
Yeah,
But I agree with your 7.
smacks of like Beanie Baby marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, well, Beanie
I'm
Babies.
gonna buy like all these, and then I'm gonna sell them later.
No, it's different though. It's not the same as Beanie Babies because Beanie Babies, the problem with them, they made too many. You know what I mean? Like they weren't rare anymore. Comic books, the difference is they're paper and they're not reprinting this. So like they may do like a second print or something, but I haven't seen many. So when this shit is said and done, that shit might be worth something as a full collection because I guarantee you not everybody is buying every single Blood Hunt tie-in in one shot. So having the full thing together at the end will be probably worth a decent bit. I agree with your 7 though.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking like there are those collectors, let's say like It Goes Down in Flames is one of the most infamous like miss comic book, like just missed the mark completely. Somebody's gonna want that.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like, oh, this comic book is legendary because it destroyed Blade,
Don't
like,
say that. I don't want Blade to be. That's kind of what I didn't enjoy.
No. I'm saying
that's why. Hold on
scenario,
though. I agree with your 7 though, because I don't really like that Blade is like the bad guy. Like it's like I don't know. After what I just read, like I don't know, but we'll see. So solid 7. Check it out. The art is great though. Pepe Larraz does not disappoint at all. And yeah, so maybe put it on your pool. I'm not gonna tell you to, but if you like vampires and Marvel, then yeah, I guess do it.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think about Blood Hunt, though. For real, I'm curious to hear what everybody has to say. But speaking of comic books, there was a show not too long ago that aired on Netflix based off a comic book or comic book characters and such. Yeah. And that is Netflix's Dead Boy Detectives. It was released, April 25th?
Yes.
Yeah, the whole season dropped on April 25th. It's 8 episodes, about an hour, 45 minutes each. We're going to cover basically up to 7. We're not even going to really cover. We're just going to talk about what we like, and you should check it out if it's worth it. Also, if you watch the Sandman TV show on Netflix, it is in the same universe. Spoiler alert ahead of time. There's going to be a bunch of spoilers, and right now, here's one. Death is in it. Death from the Sandman is in it, and fun fact, Despair is also in this
Yes, I
show.
was gonna say that too. Yeah,
Yes, I
she
thought
had a neat
thought
little.
I thought that was like a cool little cameo. Um, so I I think it's cool that they're expanding the 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 kind of like trippy, far
Mhm.
out there paranormal comic book world and making it into a bigger TV show. And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now. This flew completely under the radar for me. I didn't know this was coming out at all. Um, and
Yeah,
when I saw the trailer, I didn't know how I felt. And after episode 1, I was fucking hooked. I was immediately hooked. I was like, yo, I fucking love this. Like, and I don't know if it's for everybody. I think it lands in the same realms of Sandman, but it's a little bit more digestible for other people. I
I will say that this is
hear
a
me out.
step up. Sorry, go ahead.
Hear me out though. I mean, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. It's a step up from what?
It's a step up from Supernatural in that it is kind
Oh,
of
this is way.
not, and I mean, like, well, no, not a step. It's like a flight of stairs above
Dude,
Supernatural.
no. What I'm
Um,
saying is Sandman, like, that's kind of a hard show to recommend people.
yeah, no. I mean,
But Dead Boy,
even the comic book is hard to kind of
I
recommend
know,
to
but Dead Boy
somebody.
Detectives, I feel like I could recommend this to like any VCU girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
It,
feel like
it,
a
it,
lot of girls would be into this show. Like, don't tell them it's a comic book show, and they'll fucking watch it and be like, "Dude, that was good." Especially all the girls who like my girlfriend. I watched 4 through 7, and she had no idea what was going on. I broke it down for her real quick, like every time somebody came on screen and everything, and she immediately was just fell in line. She was like, "Okay." like
yeah.
like I'm here for it because she watched Sandman with me, so like she kind of like she could get down with it.
Yeah, she kind of, yeah, she was already kind of adjusted to that
Yeah,
universe.
exactly.
Um, uh, I mean, it's it is exactly what it says it is. It's Dead Boy Detectives.
No,
They
straight
go
up
around solving paranormal crimes
as
and
Ghost.
mysteries. All
As
like,
Ghost, you're leaving out the fact that they're
yeah, as
ghosts.
Ghost. Yeah, yeah, as Ghost. Almost like Chef's Kiss. It's got to be up there with Buffy as far as like just bingeable TV shows that are supernatural in nature.
Oh,
Like,
for sure, for
um,
sure. Also, before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to shout out the cast on here. Um,
yes,
they killed it with the casting. I thought I'm not gonna lie, some of them grew on me. Like I wasn't fond of the character, but then like after you like kind of learn what they've been through and shit, you get this like you almost you feel like you're there. You almost feel like you're friends with them, and that's why I think it's such a good
yeah.
show. Like, cause it's creepy, but it's like funny as shit. Like
Oh,
we'll get into
yeah.
it. We'll get into it. But Edwin Payne, all them. That was one who grew on me. But Juju, would you like to lay
Yes.
down some of the main stars? You don't gotta go through everybody, but
Okay,
because
so
I've
Edwin
never
Payne
heard of
was
any of these people.
okay. So Edwin Payne was played by George Rextrew. Jaden Revere played Charles.
Those are both the Dead
Um,
Boy detectives. They're the two ghosts.
yes. I think it's Cassius Nelson played Crystal Palace, and Yuro Katamura played Niku, who was I think my favorite character. Honestly.
That's a good one.
And then there were I got to shout out Jen Lan. She played Esther, who was my second favorite character in that for obvious reasons.
Yo, that's fun. Yo, real quick, Esther is this witch, and
Yes.
she's like, I'm sorry, bro. She is fine as hell. Don't lie.
Can I
No,
also
no, no,
no,
no,
no.
no. We're not skipping over this.
I'm not leaving that. I'm not leaving that. I'm agreeing with you, like, in the worst possible
Oh
way.
yeah, no, 100% toxic red flags. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Like, and she's
Also,
like
she
50,
like
60 something. Like,
I
at
s-
least
uh
maybe not, but she looks like it.
no, she's definitely hot in real life. Let's see. She was born in 1980. She's 44.
Okay.
Um, she literally walked out of, in my mind, she walked out of a Roald Dahl movie, like Roald Dahl book. Like, I loved her character because I love when witches are presented in that way of being like, I'm not giving anything away. She's super vain.
Oh
I love
yeah,
the
no.
vain bitches.
But she's vain because just one spoiler. She's a witch that traded, like she basically got immortality, but she ages terribly. So she has to
Yes,
feed like the youth to a
youth
giant
of
fucking
children.
to a giant fucking snake in her basement. We'll get into all
Which,
this. But yeah, basically it's
yeah,
two detectives in London who are ghosts that solve cases and they're running from death. Like every time they solve like
yeah.
like a ghost that's like lingering or something like that and death has to show up, they run and hide and they're running from there's this whole what I love the most, so in this show, they show like the afterlife is like the like ran like the DMV almost. Like
Yeah, it's a bureaucracy.
yeah,
It's
so there's like
it's
this bureaucracy of missing children ghosts cuz Edwin and Charles are two ghosts that haven't gone to the afterlife. Well, Edwin has,
yeah.
but Charles hasn't and they're basically looking for them. Like there's like a whole place in the afterlife that looks for ghosts.
It's basically like you have to kind of like in the end go to where you're supposed to go, be it up, well, specifically stated in the show, down or who knows.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they
Well,
also said like everybody's afterlife is personal. It's kind of different. So
yeah. Well, hell, we kind of got a glimpse of how it works. And
yes,
we'll get into
and
that too. But
yeah,
no, it was super easy to get into. Like the way it starts and everything, you know? I mean, I loved it. I loved it. And if you guys don't know, these two characters come from the Sandman book.
yes.
The Neil
They
Gaiman,
came from
right?
Sandman number 25, which is Seasons of the Mist chapter 4. Um, and there's there's a discrepancy in my mind from the comic book timeline versus like the show, because they said in the show that Edwin escaped hell in 1989, which actually coincides with the comic book of when Seasons of the Mist actually happened in the comic book timeline. So it's weird how that show is matched up to the comic book timeline, whereas the Sandman show isn't, because his escape is in it's in like our time.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
like
yeah.
2020.
Okay.
So there's a weird discrepancy with like which chronology they're going with, and it's
Well, they're
kind of
probably
an oversight.
yeah, I think they're probably just taking from whatever and like doing what
Yeah,
they can. You know what I mean? Like, so it probably just worked out easy that way. My favorite character personally is Charles. I
yes,
love Charles. Other than Esther, I think it's between Charles and Esther. They are Charles is one of the Dead Boy detectives. He's like a punk rock British kid, and because he died when he was 16, and I just love his goofy, like, quirky self, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, happy, ecstatic self. But I do love that the show goes into how both the detectives die and all that, and like you said,
yes,
Edwin escaped hell, and that's how he becomes a Dead Boy detective, and that was mad interesting because you find out like Because Edwin, he got sacrificed by a couple of
Yes,
kids.
he was sacrificed by and they had no idea what they were even like doing. Um, and it's just on technicality. He's like, "You're the sacrificial victim. Sorry, kid." Boom.
Yeah, the ghost literally says that. The demon says that, and like yeah, and fucking you find out though, he becomes the detective because he thinks if he solves enough ghost cases or paranormal cases that he'll get leniency in hell.
Which, by the way, is also the same motive of another beloved DC character, John Constantine.
Yes, it is. It is. He has a couple motives in the most recent run, Dead in America. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
going on. You guys should definitely check it out. It has definitely made me a huge John Constantine fan. I've not read much of him, but it's brought me in to get other books with him since then. So I definitely recommend it. Uh up yeah, dude, fucking it's good though. Like
It's just good. I can't like tell you. Oh, we kind of glossed over something. So they work out the case with the gas mask, the ghost with the gas mask who's haunting the library, and they figure out like if you burn their object, you put their spirit at rest, right?
in the
So
beginning
they
of the
kind of
show.
explain how the afterlife works as far as like having to resolve these issues, and that's what they're fundamentally doing is they're resolving the
Yeah,
issues
yeah,
of the
yeah.
people. But then one ghost, Victorian little girl, which is always fucking frightening.
Oh my
Little girl
god.
ghosts scare the shit out of me.
Dude,
Like,
that shit was funny though when she like drops the axe.
yeah,
Like she's acting like this young little ghost and then she's
you
like
fucking twats.
yeah, dude. I was like, yo, what the fuck? That's when I realized I really liked the show. I was like, all right, we're going like this. Like, I'm so down. Speaking of John Constantine, though, real quick, I definitely think a John Constantine series is needed.
Definitely. However, one aspect that I did hate from the graphic novel, and it is because like if they're doing the Sandman universe, they gender bend him, and I kind of think that needs a do over, in my opinion, if you're going to do it right.
Wait, what do you mean gender bend him?
Like, John Constantine is now Joanna Constantine in the Sandman show.
Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. I forgot that happened.
And I love the actress who played her, by the way. Like that.
I totally forgot that happened. Fuck me. Well, I was saying we need like a John Constantine series, like with some bloke fucking smoking hella cigarettes and like
Yeah, and I was even thinking like they could do a backdoor pilot in like season 2 of Dead Boy Detectives, and it would totally work.
oh,
You know?
100%. 100%. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the show, I mean, it's pretty much like episode to episode they're solving a different case and there's like this underlining story of like are they going to get sent back to hell or to heaven, whatever, and this witch is trying to
Is just
like
trying to fuck them over.
yeah, and cuz
But
they're trying to stop they stopped her from killing kids and now basically though she ends up wanting to turn Edwin into a power supply because apparently if you're a ghost that
yes.
can withstand pain, create a bunch of magical power. It's crazy, dude. She's fucked up. Like Juju said, like
Yeah.
she is fucked up, bro. Like she turns a crow into a boy. It's all kinds of fucking weird, bro. Like
Oh, yeah. And then she manipulates him to start going after Edwin in
well,
like
no,
an
she didn't
emotional way.
manipulate him. She told him off rip. That's why she created him.
Yeah.
That was not no
Yeah.
manipulation, bro. Manipulation's when you
Well,
don't
it's
know
a
you're being
manipulation
manipulated.
on Edwin. You
She
know
was
what I'm saying?
she was
Like, she's trying to
manipulating
manipulate
she
him.
was manipulating Edwin, not Monty. Monty
Yeah.
was not being.
And he caught feelings.
Yeah, Monty did.
Which
and
is
he-
funny because they started talking to each other when he was in crow form in
Yeah,
the kitchen.
yeah. Charles was yelling at him the whole time. Charles is
Yeah, Charles did not like him.
fuck no. And no, yeah, not even when he became a human, he didn't like Charles. But he even says before she kills it or turns him back into a crow, kills his human form. She literally tells, like Monty says, like she's like, what, you don't, what's like, you want to be a dirty crow again? He's like, I didn't know I was gonna have all these feelings. You know what I mean? Because like I'm guessing they're saying crows don't have feelings like humans do.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry, man. We're talking all this ghost shit, and I'm hearing noises over there. So I'm like, what is going on? um, no, I mean,
it was hella
well,
good, dude. It was hella good. I definitely
yeah.
think everybody should check it out. I mean, you know, like it's it's a good show. I mean, I think if you, I don't know though. It's like it's kind of like corny in a sense. Like some avenues of it, like some of the monsters and like the whole thing with Nico, like the sprite she has, and like she has like the
Yeah.
anime shit floating around her head that everybody sees. I think like that might be a little like not as appealing to some people, but I loved it. I thought as like a stoner, it is the perfect show. Like,
I will tell you that is pure Neil Gaiman weirdness. Is that he loves taking like
yeah, but
mythology
there's a
like that and then
difference.
doing shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a difference. Like Neil Gaiman's dark. Like all of his books, like the color isn't bright. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen a bright Neil Gaiman book.
I've seen a few individual issues, but overall, you're kind of right. There is that like darkness to it. But I'm saying like as far as the actual sprites themselves, that's pure Neil Gaiman. He pulled that out of like it in like English lore,
Okay.
like fairy tales and stuff. Like he does that. And then it'll be something like, "Oh, we'll just put them in this enchanted jar and they'll live there forever."
Oh yeah, and they're little
And, like,
shitheads. They just talk
yeah.
mad shit to Nico, yo. Like it's wild as fuck what they be saying to her, yo. Like they be calling her some wild ass shit, and I'm just like, yo, I can't believe it. Like I'm glad they did it. It's funny as fuck, but like I just was
Bless
surprised.
the sister wives.
Yo, they're mad geek, dude. I love it. I love every aspect of the show. It's really fucking good, and I think all of you should go check it out like ASAP. It's
Yes.
all on Netflix. It's 8 episodes. I mean, what more do you need? It has our stamp. But like I said, if some of that stuff isn't up your alley, don't watch it. You know what I mean? I told my buddy Jerry, I was like, you may not like it. I think it, you know what I mean? I know what kind of style of like like humor and stuff people like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, but I think it's really fucking good. Like I think it's something like a lot of people could watch with their girlfriend and shit. Like especially all those girls who like true crime and shit. It has that detective
Oh
vibe.
yeah.
Like each thing's a case, so they gotta like solve it and figure it out. Um, I definitely think it it could use just a dash more of detectiveness.
Yeah. I like one. I'll tell you my favorite episode. Uh, you'll knowing me, you'll probably guess is the one where the spirit is in the loop, so he's just
Oh
killing his
yeah,
family
yeah, that one was
over and
crazy.
over and over and over and over
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
rooted in actual like they're called repetitive hauntings. It's not a ghost. It's more of like the event itself is in a perpetual loop. So it's like, for instance, famous example, the lady of whatever hall ran from her husband because he did something and she fell down the stairs, and every August the 31st her spirit falls down the stairs. It's not a genuine like can interact with you kind of haunting. It's just a loop, and
Yeah,
I liked how
yeah.
they addressed that.
All right. No, that's fucking dope. I didn't know any of Gigi's Jewel, everybody.
Yeah.
That was probably a runner up for me. Um, I think for me, it was probably either number 7, just because
Yes.
I I thought we got a lot of info and closure in that episode. A lot of things
Yeah.
were omitted and said. Or the episode where, what was her name? Jenny the Butcher?
Yes.
Yeah. When she goes, basically, she has a secret admirer, and Nico finds her, and it's this librarian that she knows. So she sets him up on a date in the butcher shop, and this lady ends up being a psycho stalker, and
Yeah.
she's chasing Jenny around with a knife, and then she basically slips, and her fucking head goes through a fucking like pointing rod on the butcher table, and I was just like, yo, like I didn't really appreciate Jenny's character until that episode, because I was like, I didn't think they were gonna actually do something with that like uh secret lover, like secret admirer
Yeah.
thing. And when they did that with it, I was like, yo, all right, like y'all really aren't leaving no stones like unturned. You know what I mean? Like everything's valuable and like is gonna like have something to do in this show, it seems like.
Yeah.
My favorite thing though
And
about the show, real quick, is what you're kind of digging into about all the different kind of hauntings. I just love that
yep.
they have all these different like magical elements that like they created and also are like based off things like his infinity bag. I think that's fucking cool as shit that Charles just has a book
Yeah.
bag that has unlimited space but is super dangerous if you don't know how to use it. You can just cut your fucking hand off because there might be like a blade in there or something, or like a dragon. uh and just like all the little um like all the stuff they use, like all the books they have and like all the stuff they read through. Like
Yeah.
I just think it's cool that they like fleshed this out so far.
And I mean, even when
But I feel like
even when you went even when you went inside the witch's house into the kitchen, just like all the witchy shit that she had in her house, and it's like this bitch didn't invite nobody over for like 100 years. Like nobody
yeah.
noticed all of this. Like,
Well, probably not. She's a witch. She just fucking does. She
yeah,
seems like a pretty. From what she's saying, she just wants to take over the whole fucking town, like as a fucking fucking.
yeah,
But I was just gonna say I feel like most shows wouldn't have done as much research and gone as deep as they're going with all of the lore. Like when they're like trying to figure out how to stop something, all like when he's like when he pulls out the fucking follicle that can read
the glass, yeah,
that can read any rune. They made it like it was this crazy fucking like Inspector Gadget looking thing. Like wasn't just like a normal ass follicle that glows or something. It was just some like cool ancient old looking shit.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like something that came literally out of like Hellboy.
Oh, 100%. 100. Which is another off topic, but I am about to start reading that, I think. I've I've only read like issues and like stuff out of Hellboy. I'm about to try and read it in its entirety. So,
Nice, do it, do it, do it.
I just got to figure out how to do it, you know what I mean? Like gotta
Yeah,
get some completed format of it. I just haven't decided which NDM,
yeah.
hardcover, library edition, like whatever.
But you just want Hellboy #1 and on.
Yeah, like whatever it is. Like however they however they collected it and intended it to be read, I want to read. You know, like if that includes all these side things, fine, sign me up.
Yeah.
I want to read it.
I mean, I at this point in time, I wouldn't even mind having the Hellboy animated series. I just
Yeah, that shit was those animated movies were fire. I have 2 of them
those
upstairs.
were yeah.
I definitely
I have
recommend
one
them.
of them, and it came with my Hellboy DVD.
Oh, that's sick. Like, do you still have it?
Yeah, I actually have 2 copies of Hellboy. One I bought and one I rented that never got back, so it still
Uh-huh.
has the Blockbuster label on it.
Yeah, yeah. That's an artifact now, dude.
Yeah,
That's a piece of history. You remember Blockbuster, dude? Like
yeah, man.
Blockbuster was
I
crazy, dude. Like I remember going there and just like your parents telling you to pick a movie was like the greatest day of your life every time.
my parents would be like, "Your sister gets a movie, and you get a movie," because we had one VCR in the kitchen and one VCR in the living room. Guess who got the
Uh,
one in the kitchen?
you,
I did.
the youngest brother.
Yeah. So like, she's all that, and I'm watching Batman '89. You know.
I feel that. I used to rent Beetleborgs all the time from Blockbuster.
Yes.
That was my shit. The
God,
show with
yeah,
like
man.
the organ and all the monsters and shit.
I wouldn't mind a gritty reboot of that.
Oh, that'd be
Not a
sick.
gritty, but a more realistic
Get
take.
Kevin Smith to
You
do
know?
it. Get Kevin Smith to
Yes.
reboot Beetleborgs. That would be fucking fire. Or Seth Rogen. One of those two who know what to do with comic books. Oh, that would be sick, dude. A gritty version of that? Yeah, I'm so here for it, yo. Good call. Good fucking call.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, I will always have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and like that series, and then the movie, and then whatever. If you're gonna reboot something, do something that wasn't as popular when it came out,
Yeah,
and give it a fair shot.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. George Lucas said, not that I really care anything he said nobody makes original movies anymore. They just make reboots,
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, that is definitely true. Fall Guy came out and nobody supported it. It was an original idea and nobody went to go see it. I mean, not that it was an original idea that anybody asked for, but
Yeah.
it was an original movie idea and nobody went to go see it. So, how many more of those do you think will get the okay to move forward if that's the way the treatment it's gonna get? You know,
Yeah.
you can't expect them to keep making original movies and nobody's gonna go see them. I mean, Fall Guy probably should have. If Fall Guy was released on like Prime or HBO directly, it would have done so well.
Yeah.
I guarantee. I guarantee it would have.
Yes.
I guarantee so many people would have sat down and watched it the first day. What was it?
Yeah,
Emily
and
Blunt, Ryan Gosling,
I think so.
or some
I
shit
think
like
so.
that. Fucking. Let's see. Fall Guy. Damn, I don't even. Yeah, Emily Blunt. Ryan Gosling. Writers Glenn A. Larson and Drew Pierce. Director David Leitch. Got a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Popularity 8 with a downwards arrow. It's on Prime for $20. Don't think that's gonna happen. I don't want to see
Nope.
it that bad.
I mean, it's the too big to fail model. Like, and
I'll tell you a model that I'm hyped for.
again,
Nah, not like that. Not like that. Speaking of movies though and movie going experiences, I am nervous and 1,000% excited to be in the theater the day of Deadpool 3 dropping. I feel like it's gonna feel like Infinity War. Like I feel like people are gonna be screaming at every cameo. Like I feel like people are gonna be clapping.
yeah.
People are gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like I miss that, dude. I miss when you'd go to a Marvel movie and it was an event. You know what I mean, though? Like, you
Yeah.
go to a Marvel movie and like everybody in the theater is just like, "Oh my god!" or like gasping at the same time, and you're just like, you really feel like, I don't know, dude. You're just like, yo, they get it. You know what I mean? Like everybody
Yeah.
gets it. It's such an awesome fucking feeling. That was that.
And nobody is gonna say talk shit about the movie. Everybody's there to have fun and to enjoy it. They're not
Oh
there to
yeah.
like hate watch.
Well, I feel like well, especially with Deadpool. Deadpool, like, even non-Marvel movie fans watch Deadpool. You know what I mean? Like, people who don't watch other Marvel movies, they'll just watch Deadpool. um, but I feel like that's what a lot of the movie sales were so high back in the day for Marvel, or because people knew it was this event. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wanted to
Yeah.
be a part of the next big movie moment. And I think there's gonna be a few in Deadpool. So I think a lot of people are like, "Yo, I gotta be there for it. I gotta be there for it. Like, we gotta check this shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying?" And make sure you guys follow us and subscribe because we're definitely gonna be reviewing it like a day or two after it drops. So you can get the inside scoop here. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna like review it. We will. We'll give our rating on it, but we're not gonna
Yeah.
spoil too much. You know what I mean? So, but dudes,
Um,
what are you gonna say?
are you hyped for Beetlejuice?
I am, dude. I'm actually really excited for that because my girlfriend is like, we have to go see it in theaters, and I was like, I was fucking hoping you would say that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to eat a fucking edible and just melt to fucking Beetlejuice. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up watching the fuck out of that movie, so it'll be real. It'll be cool. It's scary because you're like, you hope it's good, but
Yeah.
from the two trailers, it looks like they did what they should have done. You know,
Yeah.
like they followed
And
they followed the formula, but just kind of modernized it to an extent of like viewing, and I think that's good.
I will say that I grew up. I didn't see the movie until I was like maybe 10 or 11, but I grew up with the cartoon. 'Cause that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
coming out on Fox Family every like afternoon. So I was kind of well versed in the Beetlejuice lore before I actually saw the movie, and then was like, oh well, this isn't the cartoon. But it's one of my favorite movies. There's a lot of stuff from the cartoon that's in that trailer.
All right, hell yeah. I mean, they gotta
Like the
they gotta pull something from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. Um like the the shrunken head with the Beetlejuice stripes is like got the stitch. It looks exactly like the Beetlejuice animated
yeah, I know. I've
like
seen it. I
title
I
sequence.
used to
Yeah.
watch it. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I'll be like I said, I'm gonna eat an edible and go see that movie. I'm gonna also be
Yeah.
fucking ripped for Deadpool. I am definitely gonna be fucking like zoinked for Deadpool. Like, there's gonna be a bunch of adults in there, so like, it doesn't like, yeah. And I think it's gonna be fucking sick. I think
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has a whole lot of shit up his fucking sleeve that like we don't even know about yet. Like, we have like we're on the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? We've got all these leaks and
Yeah.
shit, but I bet you that's not even half of it, dude. I bet you all of that was just shit he wanted people to see to get him hyped for
Yeah.
the movie, and now he's like, now wait, you know what I mean? Like, I think everything
Yeah.
together plus whatever we haven't seen is just gonna be like, yo, fuck those other two movies. You know what I mean? Like, Deadpool 1 and 2 are fantastic fucking movies, but I feel like this third one is actually gonna be like one of those things where like, holy shit, the third movie is the best. Like, y-
But I can't think of one.
that's what I'm
Can't think
saying.
of one.
Like, not even Blade could do that.
Like
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
a solid ass first movie like that didn't even like max out by the end, you know? Like it kind of went down. So like it's I don't know, man. What is like a
You
good
know, maybe I am happy that Guillermo didn't get a third Hellboy movie. Now that I think about
I don't know though. What if Ryan Reynolds fucking bangs out like he's about to? I think maybe like he's gonna change the game. You know what I mean? Maybe people will start coming more correct on their trilogies if this is like just like the fucking one, man. Like if this is the golden goose, like the golden egg.
Fuck, I just thought of one.
What?
Return of the King.
Oh yeah, guess that counts.
That's it. That's the only one.
Yeah, because I think not even the third Christian Bale Batman's good, but the second one's the best, easily.
Yeah. Hands down.
Like, there's no
Like,
argue. Like, Tom Hardy did great as Bane, but like the Joker was just unmatched, bro. Like,
yeah. I mean, even Harvey Dent got outshone in that movie.
yeah, no, I mean, so there's that. But yeah, dudes, if you want to hear more about what we talk about, you can follow all the links down below on our link tree, and you can go to our Spotify, and there's like 60 something fucking episodes laced up on there that have never been posted on YouTube. So make sure you check all those out. And if you follow us on BrainDeadX TV on Twitch, we're live every Friday and Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing a podcast where we talk about a bunch of shit we don't cover here. We also do a comic book of the day there. So yeah, make sure you follow us, subscribe, like, comment, all that good shit. And remember, never offended and always recommended, my dudes. Later.